todos, somos Adela y Adrián, los chicos de la tienda que no debe ser nombrada. Y nada, contaros que bueno, que empezaréis el fin de semana con buen pie, que disfrutéis de los hermosos días que estamos teniendo nosotros, y supongo que el resto de España también. Y nada, deciros, hoy vamos a entrevistar a la actriz que interpreta a Emma Watson en algunas escenas. Se llama Charlotte Hunter. No solo es actriz de doble, sino que es actriz profesional. Ha hecho obras de teatro, ha hecho anuncios de televisión,
series,
películas como Dungeons and Dragons, Dragones y mazmorras, número 3.
Y ha hecho un montón de pelis de miedo.
Y tiene un montón de pelis de miedo.
Nos gustan los de miedo.
Sí, aunque, bueno, a mí me gustan un montón, la verdad, las pelis de miedo. A Adela también, pero se asusta bastante. Nada, pues intentaremos, como siempre, después de la entrevista con Charlotte, intentar traducir todo lo que nos ha contado y espero que os guste muchísimo esta entrevista. A ver qué nos puede contar.
La tienda es de Harry Potter y Animales Fantásticos.
Yeah. What about you guys? I mean, you're doing things amazing.
Yes, well, we had a strict lockdown for 80 days. And now from Monday, they let us go to the beaches. And we can go out with no times, but we've got to go out with gloves, masks, everybody. Or if not, they can fine you. And we're waiting to see if they open where we are, La Coruña, so people can go to other communities because it's all shut down. So, well, it's been difficult.
Yeah, that's
A lot of days, a lot of hours, you have to be indoors. And, well, I think the worst has gone and see if now...
Es muy duro.
Every day's the same.
Yeah.
So you've got to, like you, keep occupied doing things.
Yeah, it's funny. It's one of those, like, me and my friends, like, desperate to talk to each other. And then you speak to each other and it's like, actually, I haven't got anything to say. Nothing's happened. Like, it's kind of the same as it was last week when we spoke. But,
Yes.
you know, but still, like, if we didn't have the internet, I don't know what I would do. Oh, my goodness. You know?
Yes. I think we'll go mad.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
Well, thanks to all the internet and things we can do, we can contact with you and other people.
Really?
So
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, no, this what you're doing is fantastic. It's been wonderful.
Yes. Well, we're new in it. We've never done it before.
Yeah.
So we thought it was something interesting to do while we were in the lockdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoying it? Yeah.
So thank you. Anyway, well, we received a lot of questions, so we're going to start. Okay?
Yeah.
How did you get the job to be the stunt double of Emma Watson?
Well, it's one of the most beautiful stories of my life in that it was a complete accident, really. When I was younger, I was part of an agency that was like modelling and did some extra background work called Sandra Reynolds. And they had been asking for Harry Potter extras, you know, for like school scenes and stuff like that, the dinner tables, what have you. And I could never do it because I was at school, so, you know, that was fine. And then I got a random phone call when I was then able to drive. I was at college and able to drive. Apparently they kept everybody on file. So they called me to see if I would be up for coming for an audition to be Emma's double. I was like, yeah, that sounds ace. And I think the audition was to be on the Thursday. And I got a frantic phone call then on the Monday to say, we need someone now. Can you come in tomorrow, please? So then I did. And then worked Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. And then on the Thursday, we had the audition, which was really unfair because I had Emma's wig on. We'd been working, so I had like a wig. I was wearing the clothes of Hermione for that day. And Emma was brought up, still in her costume. And then all of these other girls that kind of were just in their regular clothes. And there was me, like, doubled up as Emma.
Yes.
And then I, like, kept the job. I think David sort of came in to assess everybody and sort of see, and he was sort of like, well, she's been fine for the last couple of days, so let's just keep her. And then that was it. It was wonderful. One of those real, I had no idea what I was getting into at all. Yeah, a happy accident.
Yeah, it's great, the story.
Yeah, yeah.
Charlotte, did you meet Emma Watson?
Yes, yeah, of course, but not as, I didn't work with her, or we met, but we rarely interacted, purely because when she was needed, I wasn't needed, and when I was needed, she wasn't needed. So we would kind of just swap places. I worked much more with like Ron and Harry than I did with, obviously, with Hermione. But yes, of course, and she was a delight.
Yes. Which is your favourite scene in the Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix?
I think that my one that's very dear to my heart, the scene that I filmed first, is the scene in the forest with Grawp, and it was epic. Like, for a person who had never been onto a film set before, had no idea what they were doing, to walk into Leavesden Studios and have a forest created was just incredible. And just everything that went into that, with the centaurs and doing all like the green screen work, or the blue screen that it was, that was phenomenal. And I fell in love with Grawp. I thought he would, like, then when you watch the film and you could actually see who he was, because obviously we didn't have a Grawp, and it was just like, oh, he's just adorable. So I think like that scene for me is just like, it holds
the best.
It holds a really special place in my heart. It really does. Yeah. Yeah. What's your favourite?
Well, my favourite film is the first one, the Harry Potter. I could watch it millions of times, and I always see something new I didn't see. Always there's something missing. For me, that film is, well, I won't change anything. I think it's perfect. And I would have loved, for being a wizard, have the opportunity of going to Hogwarts. I love it.
For me, it's the same. The first film.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a favourite for most people. And there's something magical about the first sort of anything, really, isn't it? But yeah, it's just beautiful. And the kids are just small and innocent and beautiful. I love it. Yeah.
They're all fantastic, but for me the first is, well, the beginning of it all. We have heard that the giant half-brother of Hagrid, Grawp, picked you up like if you were Hermione. Is it true?
It is, yeah. So when you watch that, the person that's getting picked up is me, and the scream is mine also. That was just so much fun to do. So I hadn't done anything like that before. It was wonderful. I mean, obviously then Emma's in his hand, but yeah, the picking up and putting down is me. Yes.
There's a big hand.
Yeah. So there was like on a crane, and then they just made a hand, and then just filmed the crane sort of going up and down, and obviously in a big like green screen room, and then they put the forest and everything in there. Yeah, really cool.
Which is your favorite scene in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince?
Yes. Oh, see, I love that film. Gosh, there's so much that goes into it. But you know, I love Dolores Umbridge. I mean, Imelda Staunton. I mean, she is crazy, right? And just, she steals every scene for me. She's just beautiful. I mean, crazy, horrible, like, woman in, like, Dolores Umbridge, not Imelda Staunton, obviously, but she just plays the part so beautifully. She, with the cats and the plates, and they're all just alive and watching. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just, yeah. And I do love, oh God, I can't even choose which is my favourite scene, but anything with her in it, during that film, for me, is just...
She looks so sweet.
Right? All the pink, all the fluffiness, butter wouldn't melt. And then she just stabs you. Like, she just goes for
They're the
it.
worst ones.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us about your job in the Harry Potter films. Who doesn't exactly know what the job is being a double of somebody?
Yeah, so I was Emma's stand-in, her double, and then her stunt double. So which was wonderful, because I just got to be on set the entire time. So a stand-in, I would just literally be there if they needed to readjust lighting. If they'd already been filming, but they needed to readjust something, then you just dive on to set, just stand there while they do their thing, and then you disappear again. As her double, I would watch the scene. They would work with David, or I would work with David and the other actors, and sort of map out the scene. The actors would come down, they'd make any changes or like work it out how they were going to do it. We'd watch that, and then it was our job to be able to replicate it. So I kind of had to work out, how does Emma run? How does she stand? How does she walk, move? What are her little like tics that like Hermione does? And then you try to sort of embody that a little bit. So that any shots that are then from behind, they're far away. If they're just a part of your body, an arm, a hand, then you're able to just sort of replicate as much as possible what it would be like were it like Emma doing it. And then obviously as her stunt double, it's exactly the same, just doing all the stunts, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
It's like hanging from wires. What would Emma look like if she was hung from a wire? You know? So yeah, those sorts of things. It's just sort of being able to watch the monitor, just watching the scenes. It was a fantastic introduction into acting, just to be able to sort of watch people, how they move, what they do, how they speak. I had to learn the lines. I would stand in and be the person for the other actors to act off. So if it wasn't on the kids, if it wasn't on like Emma, then it would be me that was stood there delivering the lines to the other actors. So it was important that I acted as best that I could and be as like Emma as I could, be as much like Hermione, so I could be believable then for the other actors to act from. Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It sounds fantastic.
Oh, yeah, so interesting. So interesting. Yeah.
Between the two films you've done, a Harry Potter, which one do you like most?
That's a hard question.
Yes.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna say Order of the Phoenix, because it was the first one that I did. I was there like 24/7. It was a real family. It was the first film that David was brought into, and there were some other new crew members, and it really felt like the start of like something. It was all just quite new and exciting for everybody, and for me it was just like blew my mind, like nothing ever had or ever will again. Just an unbelievable experience. So it really like I thank my stars like every day for having been a part of that film. So I'd have to say number 5.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Order of the Phoenix. Yeah.
Did you have any difficulties doing the Harry Potter films?
Difficulties. Other than the fact that I had no idea what I was doing, you know, like
It was all okay.
yeah, like it was a breeze. One of those. I mean, there were everybody. It was not like going to work. I went and met up with my family, and then just had crazy times with magic and broomsticks and diving out of doors and being lifted up by giants and, you know, speaking with Hagrid, who was a giant, and, you know, like all of these amazing experiences. Just the entire thing for me was an absolute fantasy from start to end. It was amazing. No difficulties.
That's thanks to the magic.
Absolutely. The magic of Harry Potter, like, no. For everybody other than poor old Harry Potter, like, life is a breeze. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you a Harry Potter fan before having the job?
Not that I wasn't a fan, I just didn't even know it existed.
All right.
Like, how crazy is that? I think just being at school, just doing my thing, like at college, it was one of those things that really sort of passed me by. And I have to say, like, when I got the job on the Thursday, or whatever day it was, I'm sure it was a Thursday, I just went home and it's like, I've got this job, I should know what it is that I'm doing. Like, who is this Hermione person that I'm supposed to, who's Emma Watson? Like, who are these people? I ought to find out. So yeah, then just sort of like binge watched the entire, like all of the films up until number 5, and was like, wow, like I've landed on my feet here. This is pretty awesome. So no, I wasn't, but forever will be, obviously. Yeah.
Did you get frightened when you saw all the films and you had to see who you were going to be? Did you get frightened or?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, when you don't know what it is you're going into, you sort of just go in with that blind confidence, don't you? And then sort of watching the movies and realising that these are pretty damn epic films, like, filled with amazing people. Yeah, I got a little bit nervous then, like, I feel like I should know what it is I'm doing now. But, like, thankfully, like, everybody was so helpful, so supportive. Yeah, that it was never an issue. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
And probably like the best acting classes I've ever had, being able to be on set with all of our great actors. Like, yeah, best acting training.
A great opportunity.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Charlotte, did you like working with David Yates?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like I say, it was the first film. I had nothing to compare it against whatsoever. But he had obviously been brought in as, well, not obviously, but like, I think he had been brought in as a director who's able to work well with getting performances out of young people. And he was just playful. Everything was fun. And it was kind of like, how can we get the most fun out of every single scene that we're doing? Like, even when it was hard and and it's troubling times and it's hard work and emotional for the actors, it was always done with joy and with a playfulness that I really think got really great performances out of people. And I always felt so safe in his hands. Like, he knew what he wanted, and he knew how to word his direction to get the best out of people. And I feel very blessed that was an experience that I've had working with a director. because I think that's an incredibly hard job. I don't know as I'd be able to do that. I sort of can like laud anybody that's sort of able to direct, and I really think he got some wonderful performances. Yeah, I loved it, really.
Yeah, everybody talks great about him.
Yeah, I think honestly, it's sort of they're like the conductor of the orchestra, right? And it can all fall apart. It all comes down to them, just sort of having control of the set and working with everybody and having that vision when out of nothing, when nothing's there. It's easy once the sets are created and all the actors are there in the costumes and everything, but you sort of need the director needs to have that vision of what they want, and I think that's an incredible feat. And
Yes.
yet the most giving person that I've worked with, really. Yeah.
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 Did you keep a magic wand?
A magic wand? No.
Yeah.
No. And I've been like watching the other people that you've sort of spoken to, and I'm very jealous of people that have one. You know, I was a proper goody two shoes. I think I still am a real goody two shoes. I would never have dreamt like of taking anything or anything like God, like nothing ever. And I sort of
They have.
well, and I look back now and I think back and I'm sort of like, that was a bit stupid, a bit naive, Charlotte. You possibly could have done, you know. I mean, but no, I haven't. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Like everything's where it should be, and that's
Yes.
okay. But yeah, I am quite jealous of all these people that have got their Harry Potter memorabilia.
Yeah.
I've just got the memories and my scripts, all the scripts.
Well, that's important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What Hogwarts house does Charlotte belong to?
Gryffindor.
Moa.
No.
I mean, it has to be, really. It has to be. Yes. Yeah. Through and through, actually. Yeah.
My house is Slytherin.
You're Slytherin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
My
Gryffindor.
dad is Gryffindor.
Gryffindor.
A
Yeah.
Slytherin and a Gryffindor. Controversial. But I like it.
That's why we argue now and again.
I mean, it's all healthy. It's all good. Yeah.
Oh, Charlotte, did you meet J.K. Rowling?
No. Never. I know that she was on set when I was there, but I never did get to meet her. I think by the time that I was involved, you know, on number 5, things were really picking up, and she was getting there was a lot of press. There was a lot of like extracurricular stuff that was then going on outside of things. So whenever she came to set, she was busy, and if she did come, it was to come and see cast, producers, directors, that kind of thing. So no, unfortunately, I never did. But one day.
Yes.
Yeah. What an amazing woman, huh?
Yeah. Well, not many people have met her. We ask a lot of the people we interview, and not many.
No,
Well,
muchos.
2 or 3.
And I think that's part of her charm, is that she's not in it for like the spotlight and to sort of be out there and meet. Not that she sort of stays hidden, I don't think, but everything's very genuine. I feel like she's a very genuine woman.
Yes.
You know, not after the glitz and glam and limelight. She just genuinely loves what she does, and she does it very well.
Yes.
So yeah. One day.
Everybody loves what she does.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
So, would you like to do a part in Fantastic Beasts?
Yes. I mean, is
Yes.
there a person that wouldn't? Yes. Yeah, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? I mean, just keep the dream alive a little bit. Just sort of work with the team again, and yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yes. We see you've done a lot of horror films. Do you like doing that type of films?
I'll tell you what it is. Well, not what it is, but like, I cannot watch horror movies. I'm behind the pillow before the opening credits have even finished. And actually, like, working on them has helped me a little bit in that I'm still scared of, like, I watched Silence of the Lambs when I was really young, and I still can't watch that movie again. Like, it just, they stay with me like no other. But working on them really helps me to, it's fine, it's all make-believe. It's not real blood. It's not like real, vampires aren't real. It's all fine, you know? It's okay. So, and I love like physical acting and the sort of the fantasy world that goes around with horror films. And I love the special effects. The makeup artists and everything that goes into them is just incredible. And just even on that level, my mind is blown every single time. The creativity that goes into them is just incredible. So I love them from that point of view.
You like?
And also, like, I do love being in them because they're messy. Like, you're always just covered in blood, or you're running from some like horrific thing. It's exciting. It's always just like super exciting. So yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Do you watch? Do you do horror films? How are you with them?
Yes, we like them. Yes. I scream. I suffer watching them.
Yes. Okay. We're on the
When
same
I watch,
page.
yes, when I watched the first time Blair Witch, Witches,
Yeah.
I slept, I think, a week with the light on, just in case the witch appeared.
Yes. Yeah.
I suffered, and I didn't watch it again. As a film, I thought,
Stan.
La bruja de Blair.
Bueno,
¿A ti te gusta?
sí, a mí el film más terrible que he visto es Sinister.
Sinister.
Oh, I don't know. Haven't.
I've got one. It's one here, isn't it?
Yeah, es
Wait. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Está al revés.
Well, you've got it back to front, I think.
Yes, I have, but I can see
Sinister.
I can see that it looks like something that I would be terrified of. Yes.
Well, that film is the only one I heard him scream.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not messy, it's not a lot of blood, but it's very, very frightening.
Yeah.
But very.
Yeah.
Sí, fue el único que me hizo.
That's the only film he was shocked with.
Okay. Yeah. I think if that's the only one that shocked you and like made you scream, then it's far too much for me. Like you were saying with the Blair Witch Project and like sleeping with the light on. I remember watching Candyman. Did you ever watch?
Yes.
I have had to check under the bed like every day since. Every day. And like I can't look in a mirror for too long because then I start thinking it in my head and then I'm like, oh, okay, no, I can't, like, get away from the mirror just in case. So yeah.
I think we're all the same. Yeah.
Terrible. Yeah.
The next question. You had a role in Dungeons and Dragons. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah. Have you ever seen it?
No.
No. So yeah, I played. It was wonderful. I played this small character called Carlotta, and she just sort of helps the lead on his journey. She needs to take him and help him gather all of his magic potions and everything, so that he's going to be safe on his travels. And that was a wonderful experience of being flown over to Louisiana, of staying in a hotel and being on a movie set and doing, you know, and I was now not like the double, I was now the person, I was now the actor.
Yes.
That was like, oh, this is amazing. And I loved it so much. And I found out whilst we were filming, I think I was due to go home like the next week or something, I was nearly done. And I found out that they were going to be casting a motion capture character for an undead child. And my little ears pricked up. And I thought, I'm going to just ask if maybe I could do that. So I spoke with the director and with the writer, and they let me do it. So I got to stay there for even longer and then do the motion capture, create this undead child. So I worked with the computer artists to create this undead child, and then got all up in my green suit with my little bobbles on, and then acted with my fellow castmates. It was incredible. I loved it. It's a cool film. I really enjoyed it. I hadn't watched any of the Dungeons and Dragons previously, but before filming, obviously did. I've never played it. I've never played the game. I didn't know anything about the world particularly. So I had to do loads of research, just before sort of going, which again was wonderful to do. That first time of, I feel like this is my job. Like I now have to, you sort of do coursework at school and do lots of projects, and suddenly it felt like I was back at school again, collating all my information and doing my coursework so that I could build these characters.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a really great experience. It was really cool.
We'll have to watch them.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
do.
so-
Yeah, do.
Dungeons and Dragons y alguna de terror.
He said in some of the horror films you've done, we'll have to see.
Yes. Yes.
And we'll tell you after if we liked them.
Yeah, do. There's a wonderful one called, it's a short film called The Herd, which is all about the dairy industry. And I'll send you a link actually. I'm hoping to work with the team again very soon. But the director, there was a writer, Ed, who got Melanie, who was the director, involved. Both vegan and both sort of very vocal about the dairy industry, and created this incredible piece. So I'll send you the link for you to
Yes, and we'll see it, yeah.
watch. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
thank
think you'll
you.
like it. I think you'll like it.
Yeah. In the series Emerald, you had 2 roles. Can you tell us about your experience in it?
Oh yeah, and Emmerdale. Emmerdale here is quite a big. Oh, it's been going forever. It's like, yeah, I don't know actually how long, but I
Like Coronation Street?
exactly 100%. It's just been going. Like I remember growing up, like as a child, and my mum would watch Emmerdale. So it was so cool when I got to do it. And yes, I've been on it twice as 2 separate characters. And the first time playing this very well-to-do woman who needed to go and organise her wedding. She wanted to have her wedding at the farm. And she was very demanding that I want it like this. You did this for her and I want that. And it was lovely. It was just this small little role, and they've built Emmerdale Farm on a farm. It's incredible. Like it all functions. Like the houses all have running water, electricity. There's actual roads. Cars actually drive. It's all just in this field on this land. It's an incredible thing. And the second time that I was there, playing Jules, she was a character again, like very well to do, and and her husband had lots of money, and he was supposed to be at golf, which meant that she got to go off and like find another man and create havoc. She was great fun. She was just a bit off the wall. I had great fun doing that. And my daughter, she had her birthday party in the pub, and yeah, that was good fun. It's shot in Leeds, so I just got to sort of travel backwards and forwards to Leeds for a couple of weeks while we shot it all. But yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, I love what I do. It's so cool.
Yeah, we saw a few of the episodes when we go to England.
Yeah.
Because I got family there.
Okay.
And one of my aunties loved that series and Coronation Street. So when we go to visit her, we've got to watch.
That's it. That's what's on. That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember Coronation Street from when I was small. I was born in England. From when I was small, I still remember it. And when I go back, I think, God, it's still on.
It's still going. And really, they haven't changed. Like, the buildings and everything.
No.
It's so nostalgic. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
That's probably why people like it.
Absolutely. Yeah. One thing you can rely on. Emmerdale, Coronation Street, EastEnders, like, they're there for you. They've got your back. Yeah.
Yes. Well, we watched as well a little while ago, Peaky Blinders.
Oh, wow, yes. What did you think?
Love them.
Yeah. Isn't it incredible? Yeah.
It's the best series.
But it's as well a series in the past, you know, years ago in London. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we like that as well. Yeah. We watch quite a lot of series, English series.
Yeah.
Downtown Abbey.
Yes, absolutely. I think I've got like the last series to watch, but Downton Abbey, I love that. Love it.
Oh, and now they're putting here on the telly, the detective Endeavour. Endeavour.
Okay.
Love it. They only put it Monday to Thursday. I'd prefer if it was the weekend when you've got a bit more time.
Yeah.
But it's to sit and watch it and not move until it's finished.
When they can grip you like that, it's just beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. They're incredible.
And there's a murder until the end. You don't know who it is. You can pick 20 and none of them.
Yeah. Have to give it a go.
Yeah.
What do you prefer? Movies, theatre, or
Commercials,
TV?
Ooh. I love, in theatre, I love the exhilaration that you get every single night, and you get to live your character's story from start to finish every night, and the audience goes on that journey with you, and there's such an influence. That energy is such an influence over what happens within your story on stage, and that's an incredible feeling, and I love that because it just feels alive the whole time. And in film, even if you're sort of in different, you never film in sequence, so you're going backwards and forwards. What I love about film is that the world is created around you. You are literally there, like everything's there for you. Even when you've got like just random bits of paper in your desk drawer that the audience is never going to see, they're there. Like props have put them there, or like the art department have made them. Like it's incredible the level of detail that goes in, and I love that. I find film more challenging, in the sense of keeping track of where your character's story arc is, because you film it out of sequence. But theatre, I think for me, like I've now been classically trained in theatre, and I think that's my love. I love getting dressed up to go to the theatre as an audience member. I love the spectacle of it all. It's a night out, and then performing just having those butterflies every single night and wondering what the audience is going to be like and what story is going to be told this evening is just incredible. So for me, I think it's theatre. Yeah.
Right.
Controversial. Yeah.
Have you ever been to Spain?
I have. We have a place in Barcelona. So yeah, we travel backwards and forwards a fair bit, although obviously we've not been for a while. But I've got some friends that live there, further south. But we're wanting to do more, to hire a car and like properly get out and out into the countryside and explore. There's so much there. We did a wonderful trip, like a little car trip of like the Rioja region, going like starting in like San Sebastian, but then like going down and round and just driving all around in that area. Just it was incredible. It was so beautiful, and the little towns that you come across, and everyone's so friendly. The food is amazing. Like it was, I love it. Absolutely love it. Whereabouts are you guys in Spain?
Well, a bit further from San Sebastian, Galicia.
Okay. Yes.
La Coruña.
Okay.
We've got Porton Beach. We're there
Okay.
in the town of La Coruña.
Okay.
And we've got the Harry Potter shop there.
Perfect. I'll look it up.
So when you do a route,
Yeah.
you can come down to us.
I'll come visit. Come say hi.
Yeah.
Great. That's awesome. It's nice when you have. I love it when you can plan trips and you plan like the little stop-offs, and it's wonderful if you've got. I've loved Airbnb for that. That's been a bit of a game changer where you can meet somebody that lives there, and they can sort of point you in directions, and you get more of the insider knowledge, a bit more local guidance. That's been wonderful.
Yes, information.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it'd be wonderful. We'll put you on the route.
Yes.
That'd be great.
And the last question, Charlotte, can you tell us about your next projects?
So my next project, well, I think all of that, I mean, it's all just a bit up in the air at the moment, isn't it? It's sort of, we'll see what happens. Theatre, I don't think, is going to happen for a long time, not for a while. So that's possibly out for this year, maybe, which is a bit of a shame. Hopefully, we'll sort of be able to work out how to get some films up and running. I've got some smaller, like indie projects, film projects that were due to happen and are like planning to happen. It's just a case of when they can now happen. But it's been quite nice actually to have this time. We're doing lots of Skype meetings and doing a lot more prep, sort of just throwing ourselves into prep work then. And because I'm writing, which is quite nice and a bit of a change for me, a bit different, something new. So it's been quite nice to have the time to sort of think about that and dive into writing a bit more. And then actually to think about how I could potentially put this on. So having lots of like production meetings, but then also meetings in terms of being the actor on the project and then running lines with the fellow cast members, and so as we're then just ready to go whenever things are lifted.
Yes.
We're sort of just ready. So stay tuned, like things will happen. Just a case of when.
Yes. We hope soon.
Yes, I mean, I really hope so. Obviously, it's like I do want everything to be. Nobody wants to go back to work to put anybody in danger. So it doesn't want to. I don't want it to. It can't happen before we're ready. But hopefully, like soon. Because yeah, it's it's such a wonderful thing, especially like being on a film set. I love that. You just become such a family, and I really miss it. So yeah, hopefully back with the fam soon. We'll see.
Yes, we hope it comes very soon. Safe, but soon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's all for now.
Oh, lovely chatting with you guys. Thank you so much. Really
Yes,
lovely.
thank you to you.
And yeah, hopefully meet you in person one day soon when we can
Yes.
go to Spain.
Yes,
Okay.
tell us.
Yes, yeah.
Or
of
if any time we
course.
go to England,
Mhm.
we usually go to, in December to Winter Wonderland.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
I love it.
Oh, do
If
let
I
us
go,
know.
yeah, if I go, I've got to go there. Spend my day there. I love it. Yes.
It's wonderful. Yeah, get the old mulled wine. Do you do that?
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. It's really good fun. I do love Winter Wonderland. So yes, we'll do that. We'll go get mulled wines together.
Yeah. Either there or here.
Yes. Yeah. Or both, you know. That'll
Yeah. We'll have time for all of it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Stay safe.
You too.
You too.
And yeah, look forward to more of the videos.
Yes. We'll be in contact. Thank
Yeah.
you very much for your time.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. Bye.
Pues esta ha sido la entrevista con Charlotte. Espero que os gustara, qué tal os ha parecido. Podéis comentar si queréis. Nosotros ahora vamos a empezar a traducir la entrevista. Y la primera pregunta que le hemos formulado fue cómo consiguió el papel de Hermione, de Doble,
Doble de Hermione.
y nos comentó
Que fue por accidente, porque ella estaba apuntada en una agencia y la llamaron sin ella haberse apuntado ni nada. Le preguntaron si quería ser la doble de Emma Watson. Ella empezó a trabajar, ya llevaba 4 días y luego hicieron la audición. Y en la audición fueron todas las niñas normales vestidas y ella, como venía de las grabaciones, ya tenía el pelo en forma de ella, llevaba la ropa, todo. Y la gente la miraba como, ¿y esta? Y David Yates llegó y dijo, nos quedamos con ella. Como ya hemos trabajado con ella,
nos
la
se quedaron con
cogieron,
ella.
sí.
Le preguntamos también si conoció a Emma Watson en las películas que estuvo realizando y nos comentó que
Sí, pero que no cuadró mucho con ella porque cuando Emma Watson está grabando, ella no
ella no
está.
está, claro.
Y cuando Emma Watson está en el colegio o no puede estar, está la doble. Para poder seguir grabando. Sí que coincidió mucho más con Harry Potter y Ron para hacer las secuencias.
También le preguntamos cuál fue la escena favorita que interpretó en la Orden del Fénix y dijo
Cree que la que le llegó al corazón es la escena con el medio hermano de Hagrid, el gigante.
el gigante.
Que ese fue para ella el mejor.
La mejor. Le preguntamos cuántas escenas... No. Cuéntanos la escena con el gigante. Le preguntamos también sobre la escena del hermano... Bueno.
Sí, porque hay una mano que levanta a Hermione en el aire.
Ajá.
Entonces queríamos saber si era Hermione Granger
O era ella.
o era ella. Y era ella. Es
En
ella.
esa escena sale ella.
Sí, se veía todo como telas verdes, una grúa y una mano gigantesca. Entonces la cogen y la echan en el aire.
Ajá.
Entonces sí que era ella y no es Hermione.
Pues acordaros, cuando veáis esa escena, pues es Charlotte en vez de Hermione.
Y dijo que también en muchas partes en donde no se ve la cara de Hermione, sino la mano de Hermione cogiendo una
O la
varita,
espalda.
corriendo o algo, es ella.
También le preguntamos cuál fue la escena favorita del príncipe mestizo.
Y nos dijo todas las secuencias que sale Dolores Umbridge. Que la ves tan dulce, sus gatitos en los marcos, todo muy bonito, muy... Y después lo malvada que es, que le encanta, le encanta.
Le preguntamos también cómo es realmente su trabajo, cómo funciona, cómo es desempeñar su trabajo. en qué consiste y nos
Tuvo
estuvo
que
comentando.
estudiar muy bien todos los movimientos de Hermione, los gestos, todas las cosas que ella hace, cómo anda, cómo se mueve, cómo coge la varita, para ser idéntica y no se vea
Que haya
que no es ella. Y incluso en escenas ella tuvo que aprenderse diálogos de Hermione para poder hacer que era Hermione hablando con otra gente.
Ajá. También le preguntamos de las dos películas que realizó, con cuál se quedaba, cuál era su favorita.
Y nos dijo que era una pregunta muy difícil, pero que se queda con la del orden de Fénix porque fue su primer trabajo importante, la primera vez que trabajó con David Yates y que se queda con eso.
Ajá. Pues también le preguntamos si ha tenido alguna dificultad en alguna de las escenas, que son complicadas, algunas son peligrosas, y nos dijo
Bueno, que como era su primer trabajo, realmente no le pareció difícil. Ni nada. En cambio, todo el mundo le ayudó y David Yates saca lo mejor de cada actor, entonces realmente no le fue difícil nada. Entonces le dijimos que eso era la magia. No sé qué.
Seguro. También le preguntamos si había sido o era fan de Harry Potter antes de las películas.
Y nos dijo que no, que ella estaba inmensa en sus estudios, estaba en el instituto y que no había visto nada. Y cuando la llamaron y le dijeron, ¿tienes el trabajo? Se tuvo que ver todas las películas e incluso le pregunté, ¿y tenías miedo después de verlo dónde te habías metido? Y me dijo que sí, estaba
aterrada. Sí. A todos los actores les hemos preguntado, es una pregunta de rigor que le hemos hecho a todos prácticamente, y cómo es trabajar con el director David Yates. Y nos comentó
que le gustó muchísimo trabajar con él, que como mencioné antes era su primera película y que realmente no lo puede comparar con nadie. Una persona incluso divertido, o sea,
que trata muy bien a los...
Se preocupa por todo el mundo y
tiene cuidado con los actores, es muy...
Y bueno, todo el mundo nos comenta lo mismo.
Sí, todo el mundo tiene palabras
buenas.
Muy buenas. Le preguntamos también si tuvo varita
o
y si se la dieron en alguna escena y se pudo quedar con su varita, bueno, con la varita de Hermione, y nos dijo
que no, pero que sí que vio en otras entrevistas que lo tenían o que habían cogido alguna cosa y que le dio envidia.
Sí.
Pero dijo que bueno, que está todo en su sitio por ella no ha hecho nada.
También le preguntamos a qué casa pertenecía o con cuál se sentía más identificada y dijo que, como no, con Gryffindor. Le preguntamos también nuestra pregunta de rigor, aunque hay muy pocos actores y gente...
Claro, tú pensarías que más gente la ha conocido, a J.K. Rowling.
A J.K. Rowling, sí.
Pero muy poquitas.
Pero muy poquitas. Es una...
Y como nos pica la curiosidad de saber
si la conocen o no la conocen, le preguntamos si la conocía o si estuvo con ella o la conoció.
Y nos dijo que no la conoció, pero sí, cuando ella estaba grabando, sabe que ella estaba allí. Pero claro, va y no va a ver la grabación, se reúne con directores, con productores, con cámaras, o sea, hace bastante.
Otro tipo de
tampoco
trabajo.
Quiere llegar y ser el punto de atención ella. Ella está allí, trabajando, como uno más. Y que le gustaría conocerla, que espera que un día, dijo, bueno, todo puede ser posible.
También le preguntamos, ya que conoce el mundo mágico, si le gustaría pertenecer también al de Animales Fantásticos. Y dijo que, claro, que sí, sin duda.
Que le encantaría trabajar otra vez con ese equipo, con David Yates, que le encantaría, que no lo dudaba.
También es, como os contamos antes, es actriz de películas de terror, de miedo, y le preguntamos cómo es trabajar.
En las películas. Le encanta trabajar en las películas, cuantos más sangrientos y más correr y que te siguen y te van a matar, pero después no es capaz de verla en casa. O sea, empieza la película y pone un cojín delante.
También estuvo en Dragones y Mazmorras 3 y le preguntamos que nos contara sobre ello.
Y viajaron a Luisiana, nos había dicho, y tuvo el papel de Carlota. le encantó y después escuchó que había otro papel de un niño muerto, revivido,
Mhm.
y